How's it going, guys? Welcome to another Far Cry 5 video. It's your friend Ed, and today we're talking about the latest update to Far Cry 5, that being update 1.08. This came out last Thursday, and it brought out quite a few new additions to the game. But before we get started, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you always want to stay up to date, click on the notification bell to get the latest videos as they are published. Now, before we talk about the new additions to the game, let's talk about one thing that has really surprised me quite a bit. It's the amount of support Ubisoft has given this game. In the last major entry, which included the PvP map editor, Far Cry 3, that game only got supported up to, I want to say, 2 or 3 months. The latest update was 1.05. This game has already surpassed that as far as updates go, and from the looks of it, it's going to keep getting updates in the near future. Hopefully we get more DLC past the planned DLC season, similar to what they're doing with Rainbow Six. And maybe they'll do that into the next outing of the game. But let's not talk about the future, or let's not talk about stuff that we don't know anything about. Let's talk about what they added in this recent update, that being 1.08, or as people are calling it, the photo mode update. So what's new to the game now is that they added a photo mode, which you can use in single player, in the DLC, the Vietnam DLC, as well as upcoming DLC, and when you play solo maps, solo arcade maps. So if somebody makes a map, they can use that photo mode to showcase it in the forums and in the videos and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Photo mode has a lot of different options between field of view, color modes, and a lot of cool things like that. Depth of field, that one's pretty cool if you want to get a cinematic shot. It's only photos, no videos, nothing like a theater mode from Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto. But at least you can take really nice photos and post your character in your map, and you can save that as your desktop background or whatever you want to do with it. It's pretty cool, in my opinion. You can share it around with your friends. The other major thing they did is they added a brand new lobby browser to the arcade for multiplayer lobbies. So before, the only way you can play multiplayer is through the regular featured maps lobby, or through the Arcade Hero lobby, which will let you play new maps that have been published and test them out. Those options are still available, but now we have a third option, and that is to browse open lobbies that players create. They can be private or they can be public. You can actually see a drop-down menu of the list of lobbies available. I think this is what we needed from Far Cry 5 from the beginning. Better late than never. Maybe Ubisoft will continue to keep this in the later games, but it's very sorely needed. Because the way it was before, it was kind of random. Yeah, you get to play custom maps, but it just takes forever to play the maps you really want to play. Now, if you host your own map, I'm sure you can just play whatever map you want to play. It's all a matter of having people stay in your lobby. Or if you want to play with some buddies, but you also want to have people join in, you can do that too. It's a pretty neat system, and I think they should keep this for all upcoming games. I only wish they had this from the beginning of the game, so more players would keep playing the multiplayer. I know there's a lot of people that have played the multiplayer and kind of just been like, meh. You know, it's nothing special, and they don't just keep playing and they just forget about it. Maybe some of those people will come back, but you've probably lost quite a few that most likely would have stayed. They were able to look at a lobby browser to choose the lobby they wanted to play in. They've also added new Lost on Mars static assets and weapons. So, you know, you got the blasters and some of the assets from the Lost on Mars, like building, structures, cover. It's a lot of fancy high-tech stuff that I could really see used in a lot of like homage to Star Wars and stuff like that. I can definitely see a bunch of Halo remakes. Before, we did have some of the Vietnam DLC assets. Now we have even more, including enemy and animal AI, as well as vehicles and weapons. You know, you got the M16, you've got some of the vehicles, like the older trucks and cars. You also have, they've also added a bit more of the vegetation and static object. Now, the other huge thing, in my opinion, it might not seem like a big deal, but I think it is when it comes to what they're able to do with a map editor, when it comes to future updates and possibilities with the amount of tools they give us. So normally the only thing that you can do to prevent players from going to a certain spot is to cut that on the map limit, make the map limit smaller. Now they've added in new health regions. So it's like a box similar to the way that the AI region works, but instead it's for damage. There's 2 of them. One of them will give you damage over time, and the other one will actually kill the player outright. So you can block off some spots, or if you want to make like a pitfall that's actually going to kill the player every single time, all you gotta do is create the pitfall, make the damage region, and then just extend it a little bit over the pitfall. And whenever the player falls down, you can do it when they hit the floor or before they hit the floor. they will instantly die. This is awesome. I wish we had this from the beginning, but now that we have it, it's great. And what this means is that they can start adding more of this kind of stuff in the future. They can have these behave as triggers. A very simple version of this would be make one of those boxes. As soon as the player walks into one of these boxes, you have AI spawn to attack the player. Or maybe dynamic weather. As soon as you walk into this box, the rain will start. Another one is, what if they make more of these that behave as invisible barriers? So I know invisible barriers is not a thing that people love. Nobody likes to say, hey, I got invisible walls in my map. I understand that that's not a thing that people want, but sometimes you want to block off certain things that ruin the gameplay or ruin the map design. For example, in this game they have a climbable ledge system, which is, it's automatic. You know, you put an object somewhere, and if the player's a certain height away from it and they can jump up and grab it, he will jump up and grab it and climb up. Well, maybe you don't want the player to do that. And as far as I'm aware, there's no way to disable it unless you block it off. And even then, I've seen it to where a creator will block off certain spots of the map, and you can still somehow magically jump up, grab it, and climb over it. Now, if they have an invisible barrier, you can angle the barrier to where the ledge is not grabbable at all. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe you want to make a map where there's a certain exploit. Like, yeah, there's an invisible map limit barrier, but you're able to go around it and find a different spot to maybe take a shortcut, or even in PvP break the map. I've played so many PvP maps that are fantastic. Some of them are even from Ubisoft themselves, and I'm able to break them just because I can go around certain things that they don't want me to go around. And it's not that the map is bad, it's just that there's so many things to account for that if you actually block off everything like perfectly, your map is going to lose some of its style because you have to put obvious barriers. And that's all that I can think of for now, but they also have more things added into the game. And of course, it did some stability and performance improvements. They fixed some mission glitches and bugs. They fixed some of the gameplay and UI stuff, and they fixed some audio issues as well. They fixed co-op issues. They fixed PC specific issues. They've done a few fixes to the map editor as well. Just, you know, various minor fixes here and there. And of course, I'm hoping that they keep updating this stuff and they keep making new additions to the map editor and to the game itself like they've been doing. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, like I've said, please leave a like and give us your thoughts and opinions below. And if you want to stay up to date, just go ahead and subscribe and click on the notification bell. That's it for this one. See you in the next one.